Well, welcome back to another amazing Workshop Wednesday. So excited today to be back here with everyone. If you are watching us live right now, I want to know a few things from you. One, I want to know where you're watching from. Where are you located? I want to know how your 2022 is starting off. Are you hitting the road running, or are you kind of on the struggle bus right now? Don't you worry, we've all been on the struggle bus at one time or another. And I want to know, what are you looking forward to this year? We have to have something that we're looking forward to strive for. So welcome, Jana, to Workshop Wednesday today. So glad that we can be back here again.
Yes, we just finished up Clubhouse, an incredible room, lots of conversation about design, staging, setting up properties to maximize the ROI. And I know that that is all of our conversations when it comes to being able to take our services that we offer and how do we maximize those results. And I'm excited about the conversation today for sure.
So awesome. We see Andy jumped over here. She was just on Clubhouse with us. She's one of our amazing HSRA members. She's going to 10X Ladies and 10X Stagers Mastermind with us in just a week, about a week and a day. And then I know she's going to be checking out our short-term rental master training session workshop. It's really a long word, but this is the best event ever, because as we know, in the staging industry, we have stumbled, I feel like, upon this gem of an opportunity. And so we were just talking about it over on Clubhouse. So if you're not on Clubhouse, please get on Clubhouse. And now HSRA is hosting this amazing opportunity for the staging industry, for people who potentially want to be an investor of their own short-term rentals. And Jana, you are actually in one of your own short-term rentals right now, aren't you?
We are at one of our lake house properties here in the city that is just a suburb of Dallas. And it's one of those things where, Lori, we are excited to provide our service through someone experiencing our service. So when we're doing design and staging and setups, people are going to not only just look at it and see it, but they're going to be able to experience it. And that's what this short-term rental is all about. And that's why we are making sure that we do some master training sessions for our teams, for our companies, for our HSRA members that want to learn how to do this right and make sure it's effective. Because I'm telling you, Laura, you can do it wrong and you can bleed out. There is so much loss that can happen with these projects. So if we're going to do it, we sure want to do it right.
Right. And I love so much that you, Jana, some of our main HSRA members, they have already gone through the process before. They've actually done some things wrong. We all have. But the beauty in that is that we take the mistakes that we've seen that others have shared with us, that we've experienced on our own, and we teach you before you make those mistakes. And so that's what's so beautiful about the HSRA community. And if you're not familiar with who HSRA is, we're the Home Staging and Redesign Alliance. We exist to build businesses and leaders in the home staging and in the real estate industry. We are here to help you do best practices, how to scale your business, training your team, and just tons of information. We have over 150 different business training modules that our members get access to, in addition to a lot of other things that happen. And so that's who we are at HSRA. We want to see HSRA business, home staging businesses grow. And so we are here today to kind of talk through, hey, if you're not currently, well, one thing, let me back up. Sorry, so many thoughts. You said a lot in your last statement, Jana. You said one thing that I love that we have incorporated with a lot of our HSRA members is not only are they training their staff and pivoting their businesses to style short-term rentals, to be a service, right? A lot of them are getting involved in this. Hello, Andy from Houston, for themselves. So what does that mean? Who styled your short-term rental lake house?
Well, that's a great point that you're making. Even though I'm in the industry and I have a staging company, our team came over and actually set up the property because I didn't have to get emotionally connected. I don't have to be part of every little piece of my business. So when we can train and trust others and they understand, I've got they understand that games are going to be a big part of this place. So, hey, how can we, set up some really cool areas that allow people to have entertainment, and adding some books that are going to be something they could sit down and read and relax. I mean, they have understood who our avatar is, and they can select the right pieces that are going to make sure that this place is just a great haven for people to come to. So, Lori, I don't have to do it all. My team did it, and that's the beauty of team, and that way we can scale this thing.
So good. And so I think that sometimes when people in our community see that we're doing this event around STRs or we're talking STRs, they're missing that pivotal point, that very important message that you can actually be providing a business to your business. So you as a STR host can then hire your staging business to stage the property for you. And so right before we ended Clubhouse, the last kind of conversation we talked through was a gentleman who said that he actually had been part of managing property for just regular rentals for long term, right? And so I asked him, I said, hey, so what was the one thing that you said, all right, that's it. I'm going to go from long-term rental, just being the landlord, to people who sign a year lease, to actually doing these short-term rentals. And he was like, it makes me way more money. That's why I decided to switch over. Same thing in the staging industry. You can make way more money. It is a lot of work up front, but it's a one and done, right, Jana? So I think that's so important for people to understand. So maybe you're not ready to invest in your own, but you definitely need to start offering the services in your companies, but you need to do it correctly. And that's where we come in. So Jen, you want to share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Lori, with any service that we are adding into our current business, there is a learning curve. And there's what we consider a 60-day ramp period. We say, you got to learn about the service. You got to learn how to price it, how to promote it, how to get the people around that are going to actually provide that service. They've got to be retrained. So you can't just offer a service, throw it out there, put it on your website, and you're done. You literally have to go through the learning curve of see, share, shadow, show, and know that it is a ramp period for your team to be able to scale this and do it right. And it's not going to be something that, you burn a bunch of bridges with your active clients, or you get some bad reviews because you don't do it right. So everything's going to be a bit of a challenge, but how do we lessen it? And we lessen it by talking and being with people that have done it before, that have come alongside us, are there to support us, like HSRA. So that's the reason for our master training session, even to go tour some properties and touch and feel and get that experience. I don't know any training, Lori. No training have I heard today. Can you go into STRs, active STRs, and actually touch and feel, open up the cabinet, see what's there, get those lists, and be able to duplicate that in your own area?
Yeah, and to that point, I think we were speaking to someone who was joining our clubhouse from London. How amazing is that?
And by the way, hello, Jenny Westmoreland's on as well. If you're not typing and saying hi, we may not can see you. And I know a lot of people are going to watch this later, but you're right, Lori. This is not just a U.S. thing.
Exactly. And we even have international members of the HSRA, and we're super excited about that. However, she was talking about getting 5-star reviews, and this will probably be definitely a topic of discussion at our workshop that we have coming up. But she was talking about what she gets compliments most on, the beds, right? So when you're thinking about it, like being able to go in and tour a short-term rental, lay on the bed, see what furniture. I just think that it's such an amazing opportunity that you don't usually get. And the fact that the ones that they're not all going to be the same type of properties, correct? And so seeing like, well, in this property, this is who our avatar is for this property. So this is why we put this in it. And this person, maybe it's the city one that's an apartment in a downtown area versus your lake house. Obviously, if I'm staying at the lake house, I want to go out to the lake. I'm going to be outside. I want cozy nights on the, on the deck, maybe making marshmallows and just all that stuff, right? Versus the city might be more swanky, and you might be, meeting friends for dinner or going to an event or a concert and coming back. So like all of those things are so important to ask the questions. And especially for anyone that's in this group that's watching this now or later, chances are you're a creative person. Chances are that you learn better visually than reading it in a textbook. I'm gauging to that's probably the truth. So touch, feel, and experience all of this in our upcoming event that we have coming up. You can go to strmasterminds.com. And another benefit of being an HSRA member is you get $100 off of this event as well. So if you're a member and you don't happen to know what that code is, reach out to me or one of the team members. We'll get that over to you. But I think too, Jana, just having the conversation and knowing that our events, or when we're talking about short term, when we're just on Clubhouse, we have like top-notch people talking about regulations and, your city's mandates or whatever they were talking about. And then we also had somebody saying, like, oh, like the decorating side of it, right? What if I buy one that's already decorated? Maybe they're taking it over from each other. So how important is it, and how have you experienced it as you've grown your portfolio to be very large now, to have those conversations and be amongst those people? What are some of your key moments of learning from them?
Yes. So the good thing is knowledge is power, and actionable knowledge put into practice. Now all of a sudden we're able to learn just alongside them and grow. So putting yourself into rooms, putting yourself around people that are actually doing things, like Lee just said, hey, I'm about to launch my services this week. This is so timely, and it's so true. Like, she has studied, she has made calculated risks so that she is lowering her error ratio, and that's going to be huge. So it's not just about being a service provider, it is about being an expert advisor. So there you go, right? I'll say that again. It's not just about being a service provider, it's about being an expert advisor. And what I mean by that, Lori, is whenever you're hearing regulations are coming, when you're hearing that people are, what new platforms, we just posted on our members only, page about a new platform that actually is better than Verbo. So that is huge, so when you can have an advantage of gaining some information, and yes, by the way, when you're setting them up for other people, you can say, hey, did you know? Did you know? And all of a sudden they're looking at you like, wait, how do you know that? You now become their expert advisor. So getting in rooms with people, going to events, going to master sessions like we're going to be having, for you to come back and say, oh yeah, I'm going to Dallas to do a master training session on STRs. We're going to walk properties together. We're going to be able to train our team so we can have an STR specialist on our team like we have with Miss Susan. I mean, this is huge, Lori. Always learning, always growing, always sharing.
Would you say that styling STRs and the whole STR is your most favorite?
Well, it's my most favorite because I enjoy staying at properties. I love working at the lake house or downtown or, in remotely. My gosh, how many times we're going to be in Miami, I think, for January, February, March, April, and I think twice in March. So when we can have, by the way, well, we will have a property in Miami because of all the travel that's happening. And point being, I love to travel. I love to stay in fun, unique properties that I'll have everything that we want. And it's not necessarily, to me, the fun to me isn't setting them up like it might be for others. The fun to me is the experience. And so, and then of course, the money that comes in. I mean, literally, before we got on this, got an instant booking on one of our properties. And it's like, cha-ching, Tim and I were sitting in Mexico having lunch, and instant book, $1,500. And so we were able to go, this is the life, to be able to be in another country on a vacation and making money, not only from our two businesses, but now from other income streams. And yes, it's work. We've got to have cleaners. We've got to do this. We've got that. The idea of doing it all and managing all yourself is the wrong idea. No one wants to sign up for another job. But what I love about these, Lori, is the experience that I have at them personally, and I want to replicate that experience to others and make money off of it, from them, because they will pay for an incredible experience, and it's going to make such a great memory for themselves and their family.
Well, your passion shines through when you talk about this. It's the excitement in your voice is contagious. It gets me excited, and I'm sure our viewers right now are super excited and considering it. And yes, it can be scary, but I think the benefits of what it delivers outweighs the research you have to do, the time you have to put in, and just like anything else, you do have to put in some time and do some work to get to that point when you're vacationing on the beach and you're getting instant bookings, or you're getting, all of your properties are booked out. And it's amazing that you can do those things and have that experience for others. And I love that you have really just trailblazed this for our staging industry. I think it has been so helpful for our HSRA members and the community, the people here in our home staging network. Every week when we're on Clubhouse, people are learning something new, because, it's so important that you have people that are have the mindset of investing. It's so important that there's people that are specifically about this location is going to be great. Maybe there's a builder. But one of the big things that happens when you're talking about any type of hospitality is setting a room up to create an emotion for someone to have an experience. And that's where we come in. And so I think that's so important in learning, who your client is. I would say, Jana, with your properties, you guys probably have 3 or 4 different avatars for each property that you have.
Absolutely. And, a lot of experts would say pick one and then scale that. We haven't really gone that route. We do have one multifamily complex that we have 3 units in specifically, but still within that is a 1-bedroom and 2 bedrooms. And so they're decorated a little differently. And I do love variety, literally. So I don't know if that's the reason that we approach that, but it is a great thing. They all, fundamentally have all the basics. And then when it comes to those next levels, maybe the decor and the wishes is a little different. And then, the surprise and delights, we want to make sure that we definitely give them that experience, whether it's the view. The view can be an experience in itself. So even when we're scouting out properties, we're looking to say, okay, why would they stay here? Why would they select and book this one above others that might be an option, or, in that same apples to apples that they may, see online. And once you nail that, it is easy to scale. So you just understand the formulas, I guess. That's not necessarily about the property. It's about the formulas to success. And we're going to be talking about that at this master training session. So you guys, if you've heard enough to make a decision, take action now, and just go to strmasterminds.com, sign up for the first one. And here's the thing, Lori, we're doing 4 more this year, and you can bring your team, continue to go to all of them, because the information is different. The more that we learn, we literally are learning, and then we're sharing. learning and sharing. And so I know that lots of things are moving quickly when it comes to this service in particular. And I'm all about pushing the gas on this thing because we have already in 2021 experienced the incredible we've earned, I don't even have the number right now, but it is well over just an initial six figures with our properties as another stream of income. So that is huge when it comes to your own personal, and your financial goals. Like, how do you create this? And it doesn't take a ton of properties. It takes those specific ones that you can do this right, and then learn how to scale it when you're ready to push the gas on the
Right.
pedal.
So that's one thing. You are always pedal to the metal for sure on whatever the thing is. You are full speed ahead. And so you mentioned, and I saw someone in the comments said, wow, six figures. So that I'm assuming is for your own investments, but
Yes.
for your staging company. So listen up, stagers, staging businesses. We really pushed the gas about halfway through the year of 2021, right? I know you guys have had strategy. I know there's been a lot of numbers being thrown out, but if you had to, give a ballpark figure of the percent of growth or the amount
Oh,
of just the short-term rentals, to kind of so that people that are watching that are in the design industry can really see the benefit of this, would you be able to share those?
absolutely, because we are transparent, and it was roughly $600,000 of new revenue into our business this year, and that was from right around 50 properties, 50 projects that we did, 600K. Unbelievable when it comes to, compared to over 300 services of staging that made a little bit more. We ended at 1.3. So that was around that 700K, but 300 services compared to 50. I mean, that plus those 300 plus services, most of them were D stages, had a D stage attached to it. So, now you're looking at upwards of 550, 600 trips and projects and on and on and on for just a little bit more than 50 projects. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And the profit margin can be higher if you do it right. So it's really about dialing in your pricing matrix. Lee, as people are going through and offering these services, we did it wrong first. We were literally like, oh, well, we can just get rid of our old stuff that we would sell off anyway and, not charge very much at all. And we were literally not making any money doing it. So if you don't know or you have questions on your pricing and the matrix of these different services, you definitely need to be at this workshop or get into our Excel growth, because we literally talk about this monthly. We're sharing, and it's a great learning atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, so great point that you made there, Jana. So you said our Excel. So those of you that are watching that aren't familiar with HSRA's memberships, we have our essential membership that comes with a whole training center. We have a lot of things that we do every month in our private Facebook group, a different Facebook group, some trainings and stuff there. And then you also have access to over 150 different business training modules. So when I say that, business training modules, we have stuff for the executive owner, for your admins. We have trainings for your sales, your marketing. Mind you, we are Grant Cardone licensees, which is the best marketing and sales programs everywhere. So we literally are 10xing staging businesses through that. And then we have logistics, warehouse. We have every department that you have in the design industry. We have specific business training modules that you could literally just pull and implement into your business and see that on top of our growth development program, which our members have access to take, and that builds your business from start to finish. So that's one aspect of HSRA. And then what Jana was referring to, our Excel members, these are a group of our members that have decided to take that next step into their business, and they get all of our essential membership, as well as we do 2 meetings a month, master sessions. One is business building. There is training from Jana John Maxwell and Grant Cardone within that. And then our second one is specifically geared around short-term rentals. So you can imagine the business owners that are part of this Excel membership are excelling very quickly in their business and their business mindset. And so those are the type of choices that people make when they're ready to scale. You always hear the word, I want to scale my business. I want to grow my business. Just like anything else, if you want to, lose weight or you want to become physically stronger, there's going to be that time when it kind of sucks and you just have to put in the work. Same thing with your business. Growing and becoming an Excel member with HSRA is the way to go. And so I love that you mentioned that and that I could kind of explain that because like we say at HSRA, we're here to build businesses and leaders. So it's not just about your business. It's more about you, because we have to build you up first to believe and have the right mindset in order for you to lead your teams and to grow your business. And Jana is such a great example of that for all of us at HSRA, all of us at Model My Home, and all our members. And so we're so thankful that she pushes the gas, that she goes and she doesn't just do one, she's doing like 10, and they're staging so many. And so one thing I wanted to bring us back to quickly before we wrap up today is, if you're hearing about STRs everywhere, as you probably are, the benefit that you as a staging or design industry have is that versus somebody who's just investing. One of my friends, Danya, she invests in properties and she does some staging. She's a real estate agent. She does some side staging, as an agent. However, the benefit you have as a staging company is you already know the concepts. You already know the layouts. You already know how to pull that emotion out of a home. And so you already have that, and you already have most likely the furniture and all of that. All you really have to add is the extras that we don't usually do in staging, like filling the cabinets and the bathroom and those types of things. That's a list. That's a process, already that we have created at HSRA, the kits that you need to add to that. And so the process is so much easier for you versus somebody just getting into short-term rentals or being an investor. And that's why if you're an investor and you're watching this, you need to have staging companies taking care of these for you. You do what you do best, and that's investing in properties, and leave the styling and the staging to us and our expertise. And so,
well, and Lori, one thing that you're also bringing up is just our sphere of influence and those that we are working alongside, like the J Massey's and other programs and incredible people, that are in 18 countries. I mean, they literally are maximizing and scaling. They have properties all over, like they're not even in their backyard, which we always teach to start. But it's unbelievable to see, I would say, the synergy, and I would say, it is so contagious. Like, why do we think so small? I don't get it. I'm a small thinker sometimes, because it's just the unknown. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Well, the good news is you don't have to know where to start. You just have to know the people that know where to start and ask those right questions. Get yourself in the rooms and make that learning cycle a lot shorter. Right? Like, shorten your learning cycle. Something that could take you 6 months, a year to roll out. Like, give yourself 60 days. Give yourself some time to get some things implemented that HSRA has already done, that our mentors have already done. And then here we go. We've got the training centers for you guys. Here it's starting in Dallas. We will be rolling out more training centers. And that's one of the big plays that we are making to help you guys feel like you are supported. But if you don't take action, that's not our fault. Our responsibility and our duty to you is to provide the opportunity. Your response is to take action. So that is huge. And I know that we've got some great people that are already going to be with us during this training, and we don't want you to miss out. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap up today, but please, if you're watching this later, put in your comments. We're on this page all the time. We want to answer those questions for you. We want you to be a part of our event coming up. You can go to strmasterminds.com. It's on the screen here. If you are an HSRA member and you don't happen to know what your discount code is, please send one of us on the staff a message, or info@myhsra. We'll make sure you have that promo code. We're going to be back next week. We're getting ready to go to 10X Ladies in Miami with Elena Cardone. We're super excited. We're bringing 20 of our HSRA business owners with us. We are rolling deep. We're so excited about that. And just remember, we're here to build you and your business. So if you have any questions at any time about your staging business, how to grow it, how to solve problems, please feel free to reach out to us, myhsra.com. And we will see you next week.
See you guys.